Okay, today's video is a weird one, and there's gonna be background noise because we've got a couple of the prints going right now. But I was working on a 3D carbon fiber project and I noticed something, and one thing led to the other. So I've always hated, basswood. Grab a sample. Very flat laser diode, kind of where everybody begins, and then you run away from it as soon as possible because everything looks very dimensional, everything's very flat. And then you start getting into the fiber MOPA stuff and you're like, oh, I can actually do 3D, I can do 2.5D, right? I can start engraving metal and actually doing some interesting work. And then I saw an item the other day that made me double think all that, and it was a very flat piece of wood, but the image was made so that it looked 3D, and the cutout helped that. And so I'll give you an example here. I got a couple different variants of trail markers to keep the theme of the cryptids and the Bigfoot going. And one is very dark and one is pretty light, but the ideal is the border adds depth. It looks like it was chiseled out of wood, and then you add the cut out design to it, right? And then while it's very flat, it can appear very 3D. And so I went through with a couple of ideas on doing this, and because I just wanted to make it very fast and prototype it, I did it with AI. So I want to talk to you about the markdown files I used to make the AI repeatable so that you don't have to keep prompting and prompting and prompting and prompting and prompting. So here's I always create a project, and this is an illustration with the silhouette, right? Because there's two files here. There's gonna be the image file and then the cut file. And you really want the edges to be pronounced. So a markdown file, if you don't know, is what you drop in the AI chatbot to help it give it some relevance, so you don't have to type an entire paragraph each time. The markdown file sets up the guardrails for what the AI is going to search. And, put little details in there. So on the cat one, for example, the little details, or they've obviously been fighting. You'll see little cat prints all over the place. You'll see knocked down lanterns and stuff. And then the sign that says crepuscular behavior may exist. Crepuscular is when something's really active at, right before midnight and early in the morning. So when your cats start running around, waking you up. But you're usually asleep, so you don't know if they're actually happening or not. So may exist, and then the Schrodinger's box, because it's cats. That's something that you might not pick up on the first time or the second time, but there's little hidden things in here, broken windows, right, to lead to the cats. And then of course one cat is always the aggressor. That's the one in the samurai outfit, and then the older, fatter, passive one that has a fan that just is not up for all those shenanigans is the other cat. Anyway, think about the story you want to create. Think about the guardrails that you want to constrain the AI to. And then, put some pound signs in there and start telling it the items. For example, basswood, bamboo H2D with a 40-watt diode, transparent PNG so that you can trace it afterwards. Artwork should be optimized for engraving, not for screen viewing. Design formula, I always want a hero character, whether it's Bigfoot or the cats. I want an environmental story of, whether it's on a trail pass at night or in a pagoda. I typically describe the frame. Is it a wilderness marker, a scout sign, a rustic plaque? Are the edges chainsawed, or are they struck with an axe, or are they flinted with chip, or are they a bamboo? Is there an aggressor? Is it dramatic? Is it action orientated? Are there going to be footprints and scuffed ground and damage? Am I going to have any of those artifacts hidden and be subtle? So the hero item is the main item, and then these other things can be subtle. And then in the Bigfoot, even though he's the main character, you'll notice his relative size to the overall graphic is smaller, right? So do you want your hero to be 30% or 60% of the frame? I do not want it to create any jokes because AI humor is just awful. So you have to tell it how you want it to put things in there. Sign, warnings. Let's see. And then, did you want to put, for the cats, did I want to mention zoomies, which is when they start taking off at night? Or did you want to put maybe, if it's a cryptid, maybe something about zombies and bite marks around the edge, right? Easter eggs, how many they should be, how they should be. Target values, more white, less gray, strong silhouettes, simple backgrounds, readable, avoid dense micro detail, tiny leaves, tiny fur textures, right? So these are the items that will help you write your MD file for when you're prototyping with AI, just to create a graphic real quick that you can then go out with a laser. These did start with borax on them to get them a dark, and then I used the compressed air gun. It's lithium ion, right? You gotta turn it on first. To remove that, and then I hit it with an 800 to 1000 grit sand. And what that did is it made the darks way lighter, but also distributed the dust into the grain, because I hadn't sealed this, of the, making it overall dustier, darker. Now I can sand that out, I can blow that out. I kind of like it. I kind of like the option of a morning one and a nighttime one. Oh my gosh, if I could grab this. So you all can tell me in the comments which one's better. I'll put pictures, of course, always up in the whiteboard, and the notes about how to do this. But I thought it was interesting to start giving love back to the diode machines if you could create clever artwork and have the artwork bring the 3D edge to it, have that cutout thing, because everything in, you know, if you look at it this way, everything is so flat, so dimensional. And so by giving it the edge of the pagoda, by giving it the depth of the bamboo, right? Suddenly that old diode laser becomes kind of interesting again. And that took me way off the track of where I was going. It gave me a few problems to solve, you know, can I make something flat look dimensionally? Can I give it an edge? How am I gonna trace it? Does borax on a borax solution, you know, the 400 milliliter with a tablespoon of borax, mix it up and spray it on there, let it dry. It does create much darker things. Do you then want to sand that into it? Do you want to remove that? Do you want to reduce your laser by 20%? All fun stuff, all interesting. Hopefully you enjoy using AI to make quick prototype images that aren't production, just to see how it looks. And now this has given me some ideas of something I can really go down and work on with the different cryptids and the different methodologies and the coins, and maybe the box that holds the coins is made from one of these images. I'll figure that out. But I'm kind of interested in basswood and diode printing again. The next video will be probably something with carbon fiber, if I ever get it finished, and maybe some Nikosei claws. I gotta get those done. I have a year to get those done, but I wanna get those done ahead of time. All right, if you have any questions or comments about which AI I used, or your AI images aren't turning out the same, or how do you edit it, post-edit it, which tools, how to smooth it out, let me know, hit me in the comments, and we'll get going. But this was just a quick drop for the rat hole I went down to this week that I wasn't even planning on going down. So thank you. Keep it cowboy simple. If it's not cowboy simple, you're making it hard for no reason. It's not how you dress, it's how you think. Simple is best.